We need to talk about Stephanie Soo. She's been diving headfirst into the Diddy trial and things are getting intense. Stephanie has been sitting right there in the courtroom with her team, taking notes as press. And now, people are seriously worried about her. Fans believe Diddy knows exactly who she is, and they're begging her to get security. This whole situation is spiraling, and Stephanie just opened up about what's been happening. Let's break it down. If you've been keeping up with Stephanie Soo, also known as the queen of storytelling mukbangs and host of the podcast Rotten Mango, then you know she's been deep in one of the biggest, messiest cases happening right now, the Diddy trial. And when I say she's not holding back, she is going all in. Stephanie and her crew have been attending the trial in person, sitting right there with the press, tracking every moment as it unfolds. Since no recordings are allowed, they're relying strictly on pen and paper, old school style. At the end of each day, they compare notes and serve up the most accurate breakdowns for their audience. But here's where things get scary. Fans are now worried for her safety in for real.
50 a.m. Jurors are not in the courtroom. Sean Combs sits down at his chair and he turns in his chair to the right. This is our eye direction, like we can see him now. He starts staring in what felt like in our general direction or perhaps right behind us, and it's a pretty lengthy stare. And then he starts nodding while mouthing the words dramatically, "I know you." He mouths it twice with what we perceive to be a smirk. Then as he's turning back around to face the front, he's like ever so slightly shaking his head while he's still smirking. But again, I'm not trying to be dramatic. I don't know if he was looking at me. He could have been looking behind me, right? But then right at that moment, the jury comes in, we all stand up, and as there's noise in the courtroom, because we're not allowed to talk when the judge is on the bench, a reporter from a major media network, I mean, she's been doing this for years and years. She's like a professional. She turns to me and she whispers, quote, "You're putting that in your video, right?" Because that was at least 7 seconds. So my researcher and I, we both felt it was weird. We both wrote it down independently in our notes in the courtroom. We talked about it after, and we're like, you know what? We can't be sure. We don't want to be dramatic. Happens again on Friday, a week later. So on Friday, there's this moment where there's a sidebar. Sean Combs' attorneys are near the front of the courtroom with the judge, and regardless, the jurors are still sitting on the side. Sean Combs turns around, and then he talks to his mom, and then he's smiling, nodding at her. He's like mouthing, "I love you." And then my neck is tilted still because I'm observing him, and I'm taking notes about him talking to his mom during this sidebar. And as he's making his turn back to the front, it felt like we make awkward eye contact. And I say awkward to the point where I'm like, you know when it's so awkward, you almost like instinctively smile or look down because you're like, oh, I just got caught staring at someone. That was the feeling. It was like, oh, I literally just got caught staring him down. And he starts rubbing his chin with his left hand and mouths what appears to seem like, "I know you. I know you." And this time it seemed more pronounced because as he's rubbing his chin with his left hand, he does like a slight index point. It's not like a point. He's not pointing his finger, but it's kind of like a hand gesture, like, "I know you," like kind of like you. Been a rough few weeks. This is our 4th time moving locations. One of them was completely unrelated to the case, and the rest of the times that we've moved to different places to stay, it's just been getting weird, and we're taking all the necessary precautions to keep the entire team safe. So the past 2 weeks, we have had almost 8 or 9 times completely new faces that will come up to us, tell us that they love our show, Rotten Mango, and then they keep asking us where we're staying. This has been happening like every other day. There are other odd questions that are asked by people that don't necessarily look like they even care about the show in the slightest. So one person in particular asked a series of questions trying to gauge how much, quote, power I have over my audience. Like they kept asking, like, can you make them do anything? And I was like, do you think I like run a cult? I think half of them don't even like me that much. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean I can't make them do anything, period? But they kept asking, like, well, you don't think if you say something, they would listen to you? And I'm like, I don't think so. I think they would do their own research. And it did not seem like this person cared at all about this show. There was one instance where we're walking out of the courthouse. We run into someone who's like, "Hey, I love your show." That's it. And then they like come in for a hug. It was kind of abrupt. I was a little bit taken off guard. "I love your show," pulling me in for a hug. And my researcher snatches my arm, pulls me back and is like, "We gotta go. Our car is here." And I thought it was kind of strange. So we get into the car and she's telling me, their hand was like elbow deep into your tote bag. It's clear that they're looking for something. Past 2 weeks, we have had almost 8 or 9 times completely new faces that will come up to us, tell us that they love our show, Rotten Mango, and then they keep asking us where we're staying, which hotel we're staying at, which part of the city we're staying at. And of course, we give them very non-committal answers because that's a very invasive question to ask. So like, just to give you an idea, like clearly, if someone is a member of the press, or if it's a fellow content creator or somebody that I see every single day and we have some sort of foundation and they ask me, where are you staying? It feels like, oh, because we're all trying to get a gauge of all the hotels nearby, which one's a good one, which one has good amenities for after court. But these are random people that are like, hey, by the way, I love your show. Nice to meet you. My name is blank. Where are you staying? It's like instant, just nonstop questions about which hotel we're staying at. And then if we evade the question, it becomes what part of the city, which area, how long does it take you to get here? Do you Uber or do you walk? Who's all staying with you? Is it just you guys? Is it just you and your researcher here? Do you go home during the weekends if you're not from the city? Do you fly back home? Do you take the train? Like, it's just nonstop.
Like, what are some of these questions going to provide for this person?
How I said that Diddy looks like a koala, I don't think that this man liked it. I didn't know, but it doesn't seem like he likes it. I thought this was completely unrelated, but every time some of his kids would come in or like his best friend would come in, they're always snooping. They're always like peeking over the shoulders of the sketch artist, trying to get a vibe of the sketches. And so I was just thinking, this man really cares about his sketches. Well, I'm going through the news this weekend. On Thursday, he tells one of the sketch artists, this is like when the jurors are not in the room, he makes an unusual request. Soften me up a bit. This is a quote. Soften me up a bit. You're making me look like a koala bear. What does that even mean?
In a recent video, Stephanie revealed that Diddy appeared to glance right at her and mouth the words, "I know you," twice. First at 8:50, then again. He looked right in her direction and mouthed it once more, "I know." People are freaking out, and it's not just Stephanie who noticed this. Others picked up on it too. Now the concern for her is through the roof. It wasn't just Stephanie who saw it. Her entire team was writing it down too. And get this, another journalist sitting right next to them said, "You're gonna talk about that in your video, girl, right?" So yeah, people know something went down. Now fans are flooding her videos with comments like, "Baby, get security. He's trying to intimidate you." Others are saying, "Ever since you started reporting on this court case, I've been terrified for your safety. Please get security. I can't lose you, girl. The worry is real." Things got even creepier when Stephanie shared that strangers have been approaching her lately, saying they love her videos, and then casually asking her what hotel she's staying at. What? People are seriously concerned now. In the comments, fans are begging her to stay cautious. Check cars, check bags, keep them small with no outer pockets. Never leave your phone unattended, watch for trackers, wear a hat when checking into new hotels. They're telling her straight up, get security for yourself and your team. Don't be nice about it. Be firm. Another warned, don't answer any questions about where you're staying. Don't trust anyone. Be careful. They could easily drop a tracker in your bag. Get new everything. Bugs and trackers are tiny. It could already be in your stuff. And it's not just random fans asking these questions either. Stephanie said these people don't even seem like real fans. It's like they haven't watched her videos. They're just fishing for personal info. And there's more. Stephanie had previously described Diddy in court, saying he looked like a koala. You know when koalas get fuzzy? Like if it's humid and they've got that fluffy grayish white hair? That's what he reminded me of. Then, word got out that Diddy asked the courtroom sketch artist to make him look less like a koala. Like, what? That right there had people convinced he definitely knows who she is. Fans are totally freaked out. One wrote, "That would scare me so bad." First he mouths, "I know you." Then this koala thing. Nah, girl, run. Please hire personal security and keep sharing anything weird, so it's all out there on camera and online. At this point, everybody just wants Stephanie to stay safe. It really seems like Diddy's team is keeping tabs on what's being said about him online, and they know exactly who she is. Thankfully, Stephanie isn't going alone. She's got her team with her, but they definitely need to stay on high alert. That's everything that's come out so far. What do you think about this whole situation? Have you been following Stephanie's coverage of the Diddy case on Rotten Mango? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Stay safe out there, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.